And then,
Okay. This is session 12 of the reading group. And we'll start off. I'll read one sentence from what Moshe so basically read last week, just to give a start. Aber der Sof is gekommen umgericht, afilu vom Meeren, but the end came unexpectedly, even for Meir. Is reingekommen von Mittag. He came in after, I think it's lunch. In shop is gewein a große Tumult. In the store, there was a big tumult, a lot of noise going on. Konim seien gestanden, gerät, sich beseiret,
Gebezelt.
gebezelt, thank you, gebezelt, gestikuliert, geschrien, gedroht. So customers were standing, they talked, they were angry, they were gesticulating, they were yelling, and I could not find what gedroht is. Maybe somebody else found it. I did not find it. I looked at I couldn't even find it in the Dutch dictionary. Was hat passiert? What had happened? A Schwarzer hat gehalten a Päckel und geschrien, als die Schich, was hat gekauft, hat man ihm verbitten auf andere. A black man was holding a box and was screaming, yelling that the shoes that he had bought had been changed for another pair. There had been a switch of the product. Hat gehalten die andere, he was die andere Schich in Hand und gefordert das Geld zurück. He was holding the other shoes, that is the shoes that he had been given in place of what he had paid for, and he was demanding his money back. Oder die Schich, was hat gekauft, or the shoes that he had actually bought. Meir is gestanden a Rege. Meir stood for a moment. Dennoch is herunter hinteren Tonbach und herausgekommen mit a Porschich. Afterwards, he turned behind the counter and he came back with a pair of shoes. Ot die Dose Geschich hat ich gekauft, hat der Schwarze gesagt. Those were the shoes that I bought, the black man said. Geschreckte the hand, and he put out his hand. Der Balabus is reingekommen. The boss came into the room. Meir had gewickelt die Schich in a papier. Meir wrapped the shoes in paper. Kritchinger had probiert a wegnehmen das Päckel von ihm. Kritchinger tried to take the package, that is, of the shoes that he had just wrapped, away from him. Aber Meir hat ihm abgestoßen. But Meir pushed him away. Der Balabus hat sich reingemischt. The boss became involved. Was tust du? Hat gefragt. What's going on here? What did you do? Ich gebe him, and this is Meir speaking, ich gebe him weg die Schich, was hat gekauft. I'm giving him, Meir saying, I'm giving him the shoes that he bought. Hat das Päckel der langt dem Kone. He gave the package to the customer. Ist rausgegangen und in 5 oder 10 Minuten ist zurückgekommen mit seinen Chemodern-Sachen. He went out, and in 5 or 10 minutes, he came back with his valise. Is weg zum Ausgang. He went to the exit, the Ausgang. In Tier hat sich ausgedreht mit dem Ponym zu der verwundete Angestellte mit dem Ballabus. At the door, he turned around to the stupefied, surprised employees with the boss, hat a Spei getun in seine Richtung und ist weg. He spit in their direction and he went away. Moshe hat nicht gerät viel, wenn Meir ist gekommen mit der Besora, als hat abgegeben sein Steller in der Konzession. Meir, the father, didn't speak very much when Meir came to him with the announcement, the news that he had given up his job in the Konzession. Später, als hat erzählt sein Vater die Siebe, für was ist weg von dorten, und geschildert für ihm das Leben und Arbeit in der Konzession. Later, when he, that is Meir, had told the father the reason that he had gone away from his job and described for his father the lifestyle, which we've read about, and the work that went on in the Konzession, hat Moshe ihm gerecht gegeben. Moshe justified him. I think that's a reasonable translation. Hat ihm gesagt, Zalman und Goldstein haben sich noch gefragt auf ihm. He told him, the father told the son that Zalman and Goldstein had asked after him und ihm geheißen sich treffen mit sie and requested that Meir meet with them. Es wird sich machen an andere Stelle, hat Moshe getröstet sein Sohn. This may bring you to another job. Moshe comforted his son. Meir hat getroffen Goldstein in Gas. By chance, Meir met up with Goldstein on the street. Goldstein hat sich gefreut mit Meir. Goldstein was delighted to see Meir. Hat ihm genommen unter den Arm und ist mit ihm rein in a café. Very nice. He took him under his arm, grabbed him by the arm, and they went together to a café. Sie haben sich gesetzt bei a seitigen Tisch. They sat at a side table, I guess sort of a quiet area. Goldstein hat bestellt Tee. I think Goldstein ordered tea. Very, very civilized. Meir hat sich gewundert, was Goldstein tut in Stadt in Mittentag. Meir wondered how it was that Goldstein was in the town in the middle of the day. We remember that Goldstein had the job where he was driving around. Hat ihm gefragt. He asked him how this came to be. Upon him, euch ist noch nicht bekannt, hat Goldstein gesagt. Apparently, you are not aware, Goldstein told him, als ich hab verkauft mein Treierei. I thought it was Trideride with a Dalid in there. Am I wrong, Yankov?
Yeah, Treierei.
Treierei. I gave up. I sold off my little trading business. Showing zwei Chadoshim, 2 months earlier. It's unterhalten ich wegen übernehmen a großen Kleidergeschäft. Now I'm in the middle of a transaction. I'm negotiating with to take over a very big clothing business. Bis die Transaktie wird während der Leidet, bin ich erlediger. Until the transaction is, I guess, completed, I am idle. I am going around idly. Ich hab noch a stickel Neues für euch, and I have a bit of news for you. Ich hab weggeschickt Geld mit Papieren für meine Familie. I have sent money and papers to my family. Sie wollen kommen in a paar Chadoshim ahom. They're going to come in just a few months. Soll es sein mit Hatlocha, hat Meir im zugewünschen. Let it be with Mazel and Bracha. Let it be with luck, Meir wished him. Goldstein hat ihm bedankt und gesagt, Goldstein thanked him and said to him, Meir, azoi gich, wie ich will haben das Geschäft in mein Reschuss, wird ihr, ob es wird euch gefallen, haben eine Stelle bei mir im Geschäft. Mayor, as soon as I have this business in my control, and of course, if this is suitable for you, you're going to have a position in my business. Mayor hat ihm bedankt. Mayor thanked him for this. Adarabe, wollte sein stark zufrieden zu leben in Stadt. Certainly, unequivocally, he would be very satisfied to live in the city. Hat in ganzen vernachlässigt seine englische Limudim. He had completely neglected his English lessons und euch wenig gelernt, and also very little read. He also did very little reading. Hat erzählt Goldsteinen die Motivin, zu lieb welche ist weg von der Konzeption. He told Goldstein I would think not motivim, but really the reasons.
Reasons.
Yeah, but motivim, the reasons why he left the concession. Der Fun seinen sie arriber zu der Problem schwarz-weiß da in Land. After this, they proceeded. They went over to the problem, the white-black problem in this land. Goldstein hat gesagt, ich habe Sach getracht davon. I've thought about this a lot. Und ich bin gekommen zu der Überzeugung, and I've come to the conclusion, als die schwere Gesetze, welche man fiel durch gegen die Schwarzes, and I've come to the conclusion that the very strict and rigid rules and laws that they put on the blacks, seinen direkter Poel Yotzes von Moira, are a direct result of fear. Der Weiße schreckt sich, the whites are afraid, kaum wenn der Schwarze, if it should ever happen that the blacks, was is in der Mehrheit, the blacks who are a majority, bekommen mehr Freiheit, if they were to receive more freedom, efter euch politische Rechten, and perhaps even some political rights, wird reinnehmen die Memshala in seine Hand. They would take the government into their hands. Und der Weiße wird da nicht haben kein Ort und kein onhalt, that if this were to happen, that they were to take control of the government, that the white people would not have any place here, and they would also not have their grip. Trotzdem, der Weiße ist verinteressiert, als die Schwarze sollen bleiben in sehr heimtigen, abgestandenem Matzav. And apart from that, the whites are interested that the blacks will remain in their backward state, als anit ois scheppendiker Qual verbilliger Arbetent. So also a dependent, or as a dependent source for cheap workers. A male.
I understood that ois.
I'm curious about that. Yeah,
inexhaustible.
Okay. Okay, much better than what I said. Yeah, an inexhaustible source for cheap labor. Yeah. A male entwickelter, and I struggled with this a little bit, excuse me, Marcia, because the word wickelten is to wind. I mean, we saw it earlier when he wrapped, a wrapping, and so this is an unwrapped, a freer, a mehr entwickelter und kultureller schwarze Arbeiter, a more developed, a more unwrapped. I mean, it's the words used in different ways, and cultured black worker.
Maybe unbound.
Unbound. That's a good way. Coming from that root, wickled, which means, to wrap up, which we saw Mayer did with the shoes. Wird sich nicht lassen azoi gering missbräuchen, would not allow himself to be so easily abused. So I go on a little bit more. Okay, I'll go a little bit more. Es ist ein Problem, hat Meyer gesagt, wegen welchen man darf sich vertrachten. It's a problem, Meyer said, and it's something we have to think about. Ja, hat Goldstein gesagt. Ja, Goldstein said. Man darf sich vertrachten. We have to think about it. Alle dürfen sich vertrachten darüber. Everyone should think about this. Und anfangen etwas tun wegen dem, and to begin to do something about this. Worum es ist a problem for Doris, because this is a problem for generations, for the generations. Zu leisen die dosige Weiß-Schwarz-Problem wird sein abhängen von dem geistigen und kulturellen Entwicklung. You can see that root again, von der weißen Bevölkerung. Okay, to solve this white-black problem I always think of that as dependent, will determine, or I'd be interested in some help with that word.
Yeah.
Well, since it has fun after it, it might be dependent
right. The
upon.
fun, right, is dependent upon but it's the spiritual or the intellectual and the cultural development, again, of the white population. So Goldstein's pointing out a big problem. Okay. Elko or Reb Nosson?
Okay. Leider hat mir gesagt, kann ich gar nicht zu geben und nicht herabnehmen etwas, in Sheches mit der dosiger Problem. Mayor said, probably there's nothing I can contribute to solving this problem. Is that okay to translate?
I think leider is like, sadly or unfortunately.
Unfortunately, okay,
Yeah,
thank
unfortunately, yeah.
Meine Yiddius,
Ideas.
meine Yiddius seinen minimale. What is Yiddius, Yankiv?
My knowledge.
My
of
knowledge
these
is minimal. My knowledge is minimal. Unter der Zeit, was Meyer hat gearbeitet in der Konzessie, hat sein Vater reingenommen Schechen
A shochen.
Schochen.
a Schochen. Was ist a Schochen?
Neighbor.
A neighbor.
Somebody. Yeah.
Reingenommen a Schochen zu sich in sein Tiere. So during the time that Meyer had been working at the concession, his father had taken a neighbor to live in his house.
His flat, his apartment.
His flat, okay. Meyer ist derweil geschlafen in a Hotelzimmer, and during that time Meyer was staying in a hotel room. Ist gewesen unruhig und besorgt. He was restless and was meint besorgt?
Worried.
He was restless and worried. Sein Vater hat sich geklagt, als fühlt sich nicht mit allem. His father seemed to think that he didn't get along with everybody.
I think it means that his father was complaining or saying that he felt nicht mit allem. It's an expression meaning he doesn't feel right with himself. I feel nicht mit allem, and I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well.
Oh, it
Usually,
doesn't have to do with getting along with people?
No.
No, his health-wise
was failing.
Feeling out of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Out of sorts.
And the father is referring to his own self or to his son at that point?
No, his own self.
No, to himself. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I usually associate that nicht mit allem with a kind of mental collapse, not so much a physical collapse. But that may be just my own background that is being revealed. But when I would say ist nicht mit allem, I usually mean he's not totally cognitively
Not
alert.
altogether. Not altogether.
Not yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, might be just a
Also,
Polish reading.
Yeah, I think another expression is all sixes and sevens.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Is
distracted.
Sorry, go ahead. Is Meir ein Nacht gelegen schlaflos auf sein Bett. One night, Meir was going to sleep in his bed. Es haben ihm
No, he was lying, not being able to sleep.
Like
schlaflos
he was
is like
In his bed.
earlier. We heard Arbeitlos that you're without work, and here he's schlaflos. He's
so he
without
was lying
sleep.
sleepless in his bed.
Yeah.
Es haben ihm gepeinigt. Focus.
Fakers.
What does that word
Fakers.
mean?
Doubts.
Out. Mm-hmm.
He was troubled by doubts. Safegus in sich, in seine Zielen und Fähigkeiten. He had doubts about himself and about his goals. And was mean Fähigkeiten?
I think it's abilities.
his abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hat getracht. In die genaue 4 Jahre, was ist in Afrika, hat schon gearbeitet bei Salmenen und in der Konzessie. He said in the past 4 years that I've been in Africa, I've worked for Zalman and I've worked in the concession und hat verlosen beide Plätze unzufrieden. And I left both of them because I was not satisfied with them. Kein Sach stellt ihm nicht zufrieden. Nothing seems to please him. Wollte die ganze Zeit gearbeitet bei Salmenen, kon sein, also wollte schon gehabt, geport, genug zu
Gesport.
arbeiten,
Gesport.
gesport, genug zu arbeiten, weniger und lernen mehr. Okay. During the whole time that he was working for Zalman, he hadn't been able to, is gesport earned?
I think saved.
Saved.
But it's if Voltaire, if he had worked all the time. In other words, if he had just not
Just
been the
stayed with
Rolling
Zalman.
Stone and we're just
Yeah.
remained on the job.
Yeah, he could have saved up enough money
Yeah,
to work less and to study more.
right.
Jetzt,
Good.
was wird jetzt sein mit ihm? Now, what's going to happen to him? Was wird jetzt tun? What's he going to do now? Sitzen und warten, bis Goldstein wird werden a Kremer? Is he just going to sit and wait for Goldstein to become? What is a Kremer? Is that a business owner?
A shopkeeper.
Yeah.
A shopkeeper. Okay. Hat sich gestropt. Gestropt. Is that he asked himself?
I think it's like punishing himself, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
he reproved himself.
he's
Okay, thank you.
punishing. A straf is a punishment.
Mm.
Okay, thank you. As
Ja.
Katsevim willen onkommen jeden mit Triebfleisch, ist es sein Hof, sie zu verhitten davon. If traders are going to
The butchers.
if the butchers are going to give non-kosher meat to Jews, is that sign cover?
Is it his responsibility? Is it his choiv? Is it is it his obligation?
To do something about that?
Yeah. Why should he
Yeah.
get
To prevent-
involved? Yeah.
To prevent them from doing this. Is it his
Mhm.
responsibility to prevent them from doing this?
Mhm.
Okay. Verhitten is to prevent?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Und als Konzessies Narren und Verschwindeln sehr schwarze Kunden darf er sich annehmen sehr Krivde.
Mm.
And if a concession is making fools and cheating their black customers, does he have to take responsibility for their crookedness?
Mhm.
I think I'll pass the baton now to somebody else.
Okay. Reb Newsom?
Okay. For was is euch net genotten
Mhm.
von
Knotte.
demselben Tag wie der Angestellte in der Konzession. And why am euch is he not genitten made from the same stuff?
Dough, Tig, the dough. Why aren't I the same dough as these others?
Same.
What is Angestellte?
Those are the
Employees.
employees. The employee, like the other employees in the Consensi were able to go along with what went on there. Why am I not made out of the same stuff as Reb Nosson said, or it's dough, the same material?
Kneaded out of the same dough.
Yeah. Why do I have to stand apart? Go along with the crowd.
But, change of family here. Hold on.
Sie leben mit der
Okay.
Minut.
In die Konzertja. Sie leben mit der Minute. They live in the minute. Sie stand mit die Fies auf the earth. They stand with their feet on the ground. Aber Meyer, but he Meyer schwebt in der Himmelen. He's schwebt. He swims or what?
He hovers.
He hovers in the skies, in the heavens. Trückt sich a rim mit jeden
Ideeën.
Ideeën und jeden allen in welche einer nötige sein nötigt sein nicht dabei. So he carries himself around with, I'm sorry, he carries himself around with jeden every
Ideas.
Yodea, it's Russian Kodesh, with ideas and ideals in welchen keiner, which neitig sich nicht, which don't come to anything.
Which nobody needs.
No,
nobody needs these ideas and ideals that he has. They're
right.
just in the heavens. They're just in the clouds.
Right. Bringt sich nicht noch auf sei and asks, right, and asks noch nicht auf sei. Which nobody asks about.
Yeah.
Es geht ihm showing das 22 Jahre. So he's soon going to be 22 years old. Das sexuelle Verlangen matures. So he's becoming sexually mature.
Matij
right?
Disturbs him, like he's becoming sexually interested. I don't know how to say it.
Offered.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Writes aber ist noch nicht geschlafen mit kein Frau. So he hasn't been with a woman yet.
Mhm.
Hasn't
No,
slept with anyone.
his sexual longing stirs in him, but he has
Mhm.
never slept with a woman.
Yes. Wie andere wollt es euch gekonnt ausführen, the way that others are able to carry on, or hat gesehen, sie nein, ich weiß nicht.
Syphilitiker. Syphilis. Syphilitiker.
Politiker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Syphilitiker. Good.
That's nicht so good. Yeah. Okay. So with aber hat gesehen, so he's seen what syphilis says. Was is kemat zu fallen is thicker height. So he's aware of what syphilis is prevalent.
No, but had gesehen. He saw somebody who was, I believe this is somebody, gesehen, somebody who was suffering with syphilis. And this person, this person is sich kimat.
That's a fallen in sticker, Lieberticker height. Yeah, so this person is certainly is in very poor condition.
I think it means this syphilitic person had almost fallen up, had fallen apart. It just fallen apart in Sticker Lebendigkeit. He had fallen apart. He saw the results of syphilis.
Right. Das Physiker häusliche Gestalt ist ständig gestanden vor seiner Organ. So this Gorlica Gestalt is it's always
He's seeing the syphilitic person.
Eyes.
Yeah, this terrible, this terrible, horrible.
This
Image.
vision has always hat gewollt, und so hat nicht gewollt, und will nicht nicht senken in der dosigen schmitzigen to home. So he didn't want to fall into that filthy, the filthy depths. Will bleiben rein. He wanted to stay clean. So he didn't want to approach this. So he was very conflicted. He had desires, but he didn't want to take the risks. So I think I'll pass on the baton to someone else. Thank you.
Okay. Dennoch hat gesehen in Cholm, Goldstein juckt sich ergens. And after that, he saw in a dream that Goldstein was chasing him somewhere. Hinter ihm stürmt a riesiger Machine. Behind him was rushing a huge crowd of people. Alle jogen sich noch een klein goldig kijkele, groß wie een arbes. And everybody was chasing after a small golden marble as big as a pea. Das Arbessel kijkelt sich über Gassen, über Felder, über Länder, weiter und weiter. This little pea was rolling itself through the streets, over fields and countries, further and further. Die Machne werd größer, riesiger, fallen on einer auf den zweiten. The crowd became bigger and greater, and they were falling falling over the other. May missen sich, killing one another, blutigen sich, becoming bloodied. Und das Arbessel läuft als voraus, winkt mit an Äugel. And this little pea was running constantly forward, winking with a little eye. Nein, es ist nicht kein Arbessel. Es ist ein klein Menschele. No, it's not a little pea, but it's a little person, individual. A carlicle, a dwarf, ähnlich auf Goldsteinen, that looked similar to Goldstein. Das carlicle steht auf a Bühne. The dwarf was standing on a stage. Halt a dirigiersteckele in hand. It was, and he was holding a conductor's baton in his hand. Und die Machnes beigen und gewalien sich Leuten neug von dem Steckele. And the crowd was bending and waving according to the incline of this baton. Knäulen sich zusammen, and the crowd was sort of bunched together. Essen sich einer in dem zweiten. And they were as if eating, one eating the other. Es ist a meurediger Tumult. It was a terrible and awful tumult. A Geräusch wie von mächtige Dünneren, heiser brennen, Scheiben platzen. There was the noise of huge thunder. Houses were burning, and panes of glass were breaking.
Nothing subtle here.
Pardon?
I said nothing subtle here.
Nothing subtle, no.
Right.
Meyer hat de Wacht der Erschrockener. Meyer woke up in fear, in fright. Emetzer hat geklappt in dem Fenster von sein Zimmer. Somebody was knocking on the window of his room. Meyer muss tekef kommen. Sein Vater ist plötzlich krank geworden. Meyer you must come immediately. His father suddenly has become ill. In sein Vaters Zimmer hat Meyer schon gefunden Salmenen und noch einige Menschen. In his father's room, Meyer had already found his, Zalman and several other people. Sein Vater ist gelegen grad steif und seine unbewegliche Augen haben geguckt auf etwas, ein Punkt auf der gegenüberdicken Wand, überdicker Wand. His father was lying prone on the ground, stiff, and his unmoving eyes were looking on at some point on the opposite wall. Meyer hat sich herabgelassen auf einen Stuhl. Meyer slumped down in a chair. Hat nicht geweint. Ist gesessen wie vergliedert. Gefühlt wie wollte sich gefunden in a chalal. He didn't cry. He sat as if frozen, and he felt as if he felt himself as if he were in a void. Was gereicht von der Erd bis Himmel, this void which reached from the ground up to the heavens. Und in dem Cholol heuden sich modne krumm die Gestalten von seiner Mutter mit den Kindern. And in this void they were swaying in a strange, crooked way the figures of his mother and the children, her children. Sie ziehen sich zu ihm. They were drawn towards him, aber können ihm nicht gereichen, but they couldn't reach him. Was willen sie von ihm? What do they want from him? Euch Meyer, ist doch tot. Because even he, Meyer, is dead. Zusammen mit seinem Vater wird doch niederen in Kever euch Meyer, der Idealist und Träumer. Even he, Meyer, is dead, and together with his father, they will lower him into the grave. The Meyer, the idealist and the dreamer. Nor sein Schatten wird da bleiben, but his shadow would remain here. Es wird sich herumjagen über Gassen mit a kerbele Eier, mit a Kästele Schuchbändlach. So this shadow would chase around over the streets with a basket of eggs, with a box of shoelaces. Es wird klappen in Tieren und sich bitten, Rachamim. And this figure would knock on doors and ask for mercy. gute Menschen, barmherzige Menschen, Gott, Rachmones, gibt etwas zu lesen. Ich habe an Almona, ich habe Jesäumim zu dernähren. So good people, charitable people, have mercy. Buy something. I have a widow, and I have orphans to nourish, to take care of. Okay, so here we have Sof von ersten Teil, the end of the first section.